doing? Fuck is it connecting to my hands-free? Well, hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't wanna. Stuff all over my mask. What a fucking shit show. How about if anybody wants to ask me questions or get me to like communicate anything further, they just come in my lives. We'll just do it that way from now on. Everybody can come talk to me in my live stream, and I can call everybody else pieces of shit and get told that I'm not a good communicator. That's a fucking laugh. It really got under his skin when I brought up the fact that I get paid good fucking money to be a communicator. Oh, you don't communicate with, you know, folks outside of your own, you know, class. Yeah, I do. Are you retarded? I communicate with many people all day long. In my job, in my day-to-day. There's all kinds of fucking homeless weirdos and stuff around here that act all sorts of crazy. We're done trying to explain ourselves in a chat. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Yeah. Gloves are off now, Grid. How about we get everybody in here, we get OC in here, we get Hacker in here, we get everybody in here, and I'll go off for a little bit. Let's do that. It's just adorable. All of these people acting like I give one fucking shit. It's like, I'll just turn the fucking stream off. I'll just go do something else. Everybody's acting like little bitches. Let's talk about Hacker's kids. Isn't it funny how Hacker doesn't see his kids? That's pretty fucking hilarious. Isn't it funny how the dude who doesn't see his kids was trying to like lecture me about parenting? Isn't that hilarious? Isn't it hilarious how the dude who has no job and leeches off his brother wants to lecture me about how to live my life or how to communicate with people? Isn't it hilarious that the 5'0" dingbat in his live chat that just agrees with everything he says like a lemming? Isn't it hilarious how she thinks she can tell me anything about anything? That's pretty funny. I guess we just don't need to be accommodating to anybody anymore. We'll just every time somebody comes into the chat, be like, hey fuckhead, hey fucker, how you doing? It'd be like cheers. It's like cheers when they come in and they're like, hey Norm. Instead of hey Norm, it's hey fucker, hey dumbass. This is what friendship is like, I guess. Yeah, exactly. Get what you give. It's so fucking gay, dude. Everybody thinks they're so fucking self-important. It's so ridiculous. Come do what I do 5 days a week. Let's see how fast you end up crying in the corner. Come do what I do, everybody. You wouldn't make it. You wouldn't make it half a day. Fucking joke. No, I'm not in Louisiana. I live in Washington. I'm driving home from getting weed, getting a vape. Yeah, that's why I stopped chatting. It's like, I got better things to do. Maybe we'll take a walk. It's real funny how I'll come in his stream and be contributing and everything, and then he gets off and now I'm live, and where the fuck is he? Damn, they got a party or something going on. 1:45. Yeah, I live in Washington State, Alex. Kind of near Puget Sound. Everybody, you fucking bitch. Except for me. That me. Hey, isn't that nice? Come on, let's get some people in here chatting. Everybody wanted to talk shit. Everybody wanted to talk shit in OC's chat. Come on, let's fight. Isn't that what you were asking, Kaz? You wanted to fight, and then you got all fucking butthurt when I called you sweetheart? Yeah, don't come at me saying you want to fight. I don't want to make Seymour look like a silly little boy, but I will if I have to. All these people are useless. I don't know what flavor it is. It's a sativa. I can't remember. Nobody's showing up. No hacker, no OC, no Kaz. Damn. It's almost like y'all are a bunch of fucking bitches. Yeah, I know. I guess I do, huh? Everybody can't keep their fucking mouths shut when I'm in the chat room. They can't keep my name out of their mouths. I literally step away for like an hour and a half to attend to, you know, the normal shit I have to do, and I come back and it's still like the top minds of Jersey discussing. It's like that's all OC ever does is he sits there and is like, yeah, nobody explained this to me well enough. He does it with every single thing that gets told to him, which is why his streams don't go anywhere. He does it with you, Grid, when you try to explain to him the details of your life. And he's like, yeah, I just think it's all mommy's money. Oh, I guess it's pineapple orange. There you go. Pineapple orange. Oh, I've known what it's like. The only way that you can ever clear it up is when you go on his panel. That's the only way you can ever clear it up. And then you go on and you start talking, and it's like he's like a different person. He's just, oh, okay. It's like, where's the where's the rapid fire questions? Where's the, oh no, wait a minute, wait a minute. Feels like taking crazy pills. What revenge? There is no revenge. If anybody wants to come in here and talk to me, they can talk to me. They can tell me that I don't communicate well right in here, and then we can communicate with each other about it. Let's do it. It's a little chilly. Dang it, am I gonna have to get scissors? I guess we'll go inside. Here's the Bronco. He got really pissed off when I reminded him that I literally have the word communications in my job title. I think it's still alive. This is sick. The Negotiator, starring Jason Statham. Hold on a sec. Am I gonna play Red Dead? Yeah, totally. Totally. Because my copy's fine. I don't know about everybody else's copy. I don't know how their copies are doing, but my copy's doing great. Why am I mad? I'm not mad. Go fuck yourself. I'm not mad. I'm in a great mood. Why are you mad? Huh? Why are you? Do I like carpet flooring? No. Who the fuck likes carpet? Hey, what's up, Dubs? Yeah, you've had your own special brand of bullshit. Oh, you're good, man. I'm not. There's nothing that's getting to me per se. It's just exhausting to just try to like defend yourself or explain. It's like, no, I communicated very, very well. You're just doing what you always do and turning everything into this tortured, protracted, like every single detail that could possibly be brought to the fore must be brought to the fore immediately, or else you fucked up and you didn't tell the story the right way. I don't care if I get the information later. I don't care if you reiterate it and I miss it. You didn't tell the story right. You didn't tell it right. Going on OC and kissing the ring. That's interesting. I must have been passed out for that one. I must have been unconscious for the part where I kissed the ring. What ring? What are you fucking idiots in charge of? What are any of you in charge of? What ring? None of this matters. None of this fucking matters. I could literally delete my YouTube account tonight and wake up tomorrow and go, yup, life's the same. Oh, you're talking about Dubs. Okay. I thought you were talking about when I was last on OCs. I didn't watch that whole stream. I need to go back and watch the stream when Todd came on Dubs. I just heard about it. And about how he had to puff out his chest or whatever. Funny, you trying to act unbothered now. What? I'm not really trying to act like anything, man. It's Saturday night, it's almost midnight, and I'm chilling. It is what it is, it's all good. It's just, it's like, okay, if anybody wants to learn anything from me or about me, just come on my live. That's the only way we're gonna do it from now on. Because it doesn't make any sense when I try to explain something. It literally started with me just going like, hey, this happened last night. And then Kaz and OC were like, yeah, you were clearly baited by it. You were baited so hard you brought it to our chat. It's like, no, I'm just telling you what happened. Like, and then when I was like, hey, the lesson here is for me to not tell you what happened anymore, and they both flipped out like, that's so fucking condescending. It's like you're saying that OC needs to learn a lesson, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, Kaz. Like, You literally have 50% of the time that you're on here with him is you begging him to understand you. Like, it's you begging him to please stop misunderstanding you when you say something. So stop acting like it's a big fucking mystery why I'm like, hey, I feel like I shouldn't be having to explain myself right now. I very clearly articulated this at the beginning. I didn't talk about it until way after the VOD finished, after OC asked opinions from people. Yeah, and you automatically jumped to, it's because you thought I wasn't in the chat. I went away and did something, and then when I look, it's like you just, like, you're right, OC. It's like he didn't explain it enough. And even when he tried to, I feel like there were bad intentions and blah, blah, blah. Like give me a fucking break. So fucking childish. I didn't automatically jump to anything. I wasn't paying attention to who was in chat because I was also AFK. Yeah, you did. You guys both sat there and were like, "Oh, I wonder if it was malicious on his part." It's like, what are we even talking about? I literally just came in and said, "Hacker and I got into it." And it turned into a bunch of fucking nonsense. Like, I'm so sorry that he didn't get every single detail. Here's the one mistake that I made, and I told you and I admitted it. The one mistake I made was I acted like I thought OC knew what was going on with Hacker and Grid. But he said, "Oh no, because I said it at one point in the chat that I hadn't kept up with Hacker for a month." And then I'm like, yeah, I probably wasn't here when you said that. And it took him fucking 6 times of me saying that before he finally was like, "Oh, well, maybe you didn't hear it," or blah, 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 blah. I never said you had bad intentions. I said regardless of if your intentions were good or bad, he could have been warranted being upset if he thought you were laughing at him in Grid's chat. And what did I say? I said I read that as you saying, "Oh, well, what he was doing was warranted because his upset was that behavior." And then later on, I said, "Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt." And say, yeah, because I did say that because you were talking about wanting to fight. So you were the one who came at me first, Kaz. Said, "Oh, you want to fight, buddy?" So when I replied and said, "Sweetheart, don't act all fucking butthurt," I was defending myself because you decided to, like, metaphorically throw up dukes or some bullshit. That's exactly what I was talking about. This is all so fucking stupid. No, I did not say sweetheart first. No, bullshit, Kaz. Go back and read. You said, "You want to fight? Are you itching to fight, buddy?" That's exactly what happened. And then I said, "Calm down, sweetheart, because you're not gonna..." Like, what are we doing right now? Like, what the fuck is, like, why are you even posturing like that with me? So yeah, I did say that to get you to back down. Yeah, you said, "Are you rearing to fight or something?" You're trying to get cute with it. So I got cute back. So don't give me this bullshit like I just came unprompted and said that to you. No, you were posturing. You were posturing. You wanted to keep escalating it. Again, there's no interest in understanding or trying to understand or de-escalating or whatever. Like, the problem is I go into these spots with y'all and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna hear out everybody's story, and I'm gonna try to be positive and try to like, figure out, like, what does this person actually need? Do they need a listening ear? Do they need some advice? Do they need to just fucking talk about, like, video games or whatever?" And the mistake is expecting, like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna have that same kind of attitude back. Like, that's the mistake. So if anybody wants to come, see, this is great. This is how it should be. You guys should be in the chat and I should be the one talking. Let's have some asymmetrical communication going this way. Yes, I did. I could tell by the way that you were coming at me in the chat. You asking, are you rearing to fight, is some fucking dumb bullshit. You know that it's a fucking chat. All I'm doing is trying to explain to him, I don't know why I'm bothering, because there's no world in which he's ever going to comprehend or understand or go back and say, you know what, maybe I was wrong. Maybe he did communicate this effectively to me. That's fine, Kaz. You can think whatever the fuck you want. No, it was you wanting to push it a little bit further. It was you looking around and going, "Oh, this is everybody's turned against him right now. So this is, I feel like I can come out and do this." You're a little fucking fair weather bitch. That's your role. That's what you do. And I already fucking apologized to you for conflating behavior and upset, and you just still didn't want to fucking go with it. Yeah, what the fuck ever, dude. What? Get off my channel then. This is fun. This is fun. I feel like I can communicate really well like this. Anybody else? Next? Are we done? Yeah, whatever. This is good. It's like you're not an actual real online streamer until you actually have like beef with other people, right? That's fine. She can say whatever she wants. I invited her to go away if she's not happy with what's being said here. She knows exactly what she was doing by trying to get clever in his chat. All I did was escalate it. I'm so surprised you escalated it further. Oh, believe me, I've already said that I've been defensive at different points over the past few days. Everybody, for whatever reason, it's everybody from hacker to OC to you now has decided that you just don't really want to give me the benefit of the doubt on anything. So yeah, there's definitely points that I've been defensive. Not right now. not the way that you were acting. If anything, you should be apologizing to me for going, you know what, you're right. I probably should have come down more in the middle than I did, rather than just, defaulting to whatever nonsense OC was inventing about the story that you were telling. That would be an effective way to make me feel like, oh, maybe she actually is listening. Well, okay, then I'm gonna do an OC. But even if you've said it multiple times, it's like it doesn't exist, right? We can go back and read what you wrote in the chats, Kaz. It's a bunch of mealy mouthed, like, oh, we don't know what his intentions were, and blah blah blah, and oh, why were you getting baited by, and then having the gall to get pissed at me when what I said was The lesson here, OC, is that I should just not share any of this shit with you guys. And you got all upset and acted like I was being condescending to OC. Fuck you for that. I was literally having a moment and saying, all you guys are teaching me is to just not bring any of this shit up. And you made it about you and him? Like, go fuck yourself for that. Seriously. I cannot imagine misreading what I said in any worse of a way and having that be the takeaway from it. That's ridiculous. You did make it about you. You ran to his defense and said I was being condescending to him because I said I didn't feel like sharing things that have happened in this space anymore after what's happened the past few times. Your reaction was to go like, how dare you condescend to him and try to belittle me and say that I was having an emotional reaction. It's like, no, I'm just literally telling you, like, from here on out, this is how this is going to go. It has nothing to do with condescending to anybody or making anybody feel any sort of way about anything. I'm just telling you, because of how bad this has gone, I'm not, like, why would I bring up anything like what happened in the last few days? Yeah, I called you sweetheart because you wanted to escalate and you wanted to test me and you wanted to say that I was trying to start a fight. So yeah, I said sweetheart to show you I'm not backing down from that, Kaz. Watch your mouth. Like, don't shoot your mouth off like that if you don't want me to shoot back. That's what that was. So let it be that. Seriously, I think you took all of it too hard. That's fine. You're welcome to that opinion. I said multiple times, like, it seems like they both still like you and they're just criticizing one thing. None of that even matters. None of that even matters. What does it matter if Hacker still likes me? You really think 5 hours of just unfiltered yelling at me? Clearly some resentment had been building for a while. And yes, as I told you, as I told OC, I've told Hacker multiple times that while I'm not going to pick sides, I'm not going to say I'm on this team or this team. You may see me in his chat, but I'm not going to make fun of you and I'm not going to participate in any of the trolling, and I haven't. And he doesn't seem to care or believe that. So he just decided to unleash on me for things that I've never done. But I guess that he was warranted in feeling that way, even though he has absolutely no reason to feel that way. Has Hacker been like that always in the past or not? OC made a big deal about that being typical Hacker, but I never heard from you if it was. Well, if OC would have reiterated to you what I said to him probably 12 times in that chat and then got accused of not communicating it. No, this is not atypical for Hacker to act like this. He goes on these rants a lot of times. However, he has never aimed it directly at me. And it's not the fact that he's aiming it at me that makes it unique or special or whatever. That's fine. He finally has me as a target because he's resentful about me up here. So here's what I said in the initial first message to OC, under the assumption that OC knew a thing or two about what was going on with Grid and Hacker. I said, Hacker was pissed at me because I've appeared in Grid's streams or in his chats once a week. And I was making the point in that way to say He has no reason to be mad at me. I'm barely in grid streams. And so OC felt like, well, that was just the most uncommunicative fucking thing you ever could have said. And so then we spent 2 hours going back and forth and me telling him, answering every single one of his questions over and over again, and still getting accused of, at best, not communicating effectively, and at worst, being malicious, which is a bunch of bullshit. So the fact that that was ever even entertained by you or anybody else in that chat is absolutely ridiculous. He said it multiple times. He said, I don't know if it's malicious. I hope it's not malicious, but blah, blah, blah. I'm just asking questions. So therefore, maybe I think it's malicious. Like, come on. He said it multiple times. Yeah, but fuck that. Like, so do I get to act like that? Do I get to act like that? He gets to call you a whore up and down, but if I say something like sweetheart, that's over the line. That's interesting. That's an interesting double standard, Kaz. Sure he does. What's the recourse? People still show up, people still talk to him. I like the guy overall, but it ain't me who's the bad communicator, Cass. Like, and I'm a little happy that with all his, insult spewing of the night, I definitely got under his skin when I reminded him who has the communications job. Yeah, but that's my point. Like, don't be acting like I have done the worst thing in the world by telling you to back off, by calling you sweetheart. He uses names on you all the fucking time. He doesn't even say your fucking name right. What's up, Lone Hiker? Yeah, but you have it as Kasude. So how would I know that I remember now. I remember you telling me it's Cassidy now, but I don't remember that from looking at your name, from looking at your handle. Okay, that's fine. Can I call you whore? Like, do you see what I mean? And obviously, I don't want to call you that. I'm just like, come on. It just this is the fucking like. It's so easy being a normie, a normal person. No, it's not. The standards that you're held to as a normie are way fucking different. So don't give me that shit. Don't act like it's complete, like we're held to the same standards at all. No, it was not belittling you for being a woman. It was knocking you back a peg. It's knocking you back a peg because you were climbing up at me. That's fine. If you want to say from your perspective, from your POV, that was not your intent, I'm telling you, it absolutely gets received like that. That's absolutely how it was received. So yes, my response is to say, okay, let's do the fuck around find out thing. Like, let's escalate it. Everybody seems to think like, oh yeah, if you're a normie, then you're you're always going to be polite. You're not. It's like, no, I'm fucking not. I come at people with a bountiful energy of, wanting to make a social connection. And then when they violate that and they want to come at me like a dumbass, they figure out I have a whole other side to me. Believe me, the amount of people in my life over the years that I have, unceremoniously cut off, I absolutely have a limit on tolerating bad behavior and like disrespect. Absolutely. The thing that makes it different with online is there is that filter. There is that. It's like, yeah, you can easily just turn shit off, and that's pretty much what I had to do eventually, because there was absolutely no explaining it to either of you at a certain point. Absolutely none. Yes, it was absolutely frustrating. Absolutely. You and I can agree on chat being a large part of it, Cass. Absolutely. I mean, to some degree, you were going based off of OC's information, and you and I both know that he is an unreliable narrator when it comes to other people's stories. Cass, I'll go back and reread the chats. In the moment reading them, it absolutely was giving the impression of like, wow, you guys are just, that's why I use the word fantasy. Yeah, and you're listening to whatever. It's fine. There were all sorts of parts. You didn't even hear the part when he was talking. He was like, yeah, I wonder how many guys have jerked off to when your daughter was on your stream. Like, he kept saying that over and over again. But I guess OC missed that part. Like, there were so many lines that were just completely over the line. Like, absolute. Like, I reported the stream multiple times because he could not stop himself. It was embarrassing. And I was not baited. I was not sitting there seething over the computer. I was sitting there shaking my head, disappointed, because it was like, oh my God, he is absolutely in the middle of a phase right now. He's in the middle of a manic phase right now, and he cannot break himself out of it. And when I told him he was in a manic phase, it really pissed him off because he knew that I was right. And he just kept going for 5 hours. And then it turned into OC, and it turned into Behemoth, and he mentioned a bunch of other people. And Leisha came into the chat and was like, "You need to turn the stream off. You're not making any sense." So no, I was not baited. And I don't know what OC was even talking about, that I was baited enough to bring it into the stream. I literally was just like, here's a thing that happened yesterday. And oh my God, I regret that. I absolutely regret that. I won't make that mistake again. Holy shit. The pressure that you're under to explain the story in exactly 100% a perfect way, and OC will be unable to find any cracks in the construction of your narrative. That's too much pressure now at this point. So yeah, maybe I am putting it on him a little bit, because he is not a good communicator. He is the one who's not a good communicator. And I've never seen this brand of terrible communication in such a unique package. But it's like he's like a bottomless pit of questions and skill checks in terms of vocabulary and order of operations, and like, if you don't exactly follow the flow chart to the letter, then do not pass go and go all the way back. do think to return back to he shouldn't shit talk my wife and kid, unfortunately, is equal to having been baited since it clearly got under your skin. No, and what I said in the chat was what gets under my skin is that there was no defense of me. I don't, whatever, if he wants to say whatever he wants to say, that's fine. I've already written him off as a future parasocial relationship or whatever. He's going to have to come back to me and apologize if he wants to talk to me anymore. Absolutely. What's up, PJ? Make sure you don't do anything stupid or I'll absolutely knock your ass out of here, okay? Let's just be clear. Like, I know you like to hang out in deals chat and shit talk me all day. I know there's so many fucking people in these spaces that can't keep my goddamn name out of their mouth. So let's just make sure that we're respectful. Yeah, exactly, Darnell. So you can only hope for the best. And the only way that I'm ever able to explain any of this shit to him is if I get on a panel and talk to him face to face, and then he's quiet as a church mouse. So he must, I think in some senses, he benefits from how fucking whack the communication is when it's just a bunch of people typing at him. Yeah, that's cool, man. I'm sure you do. We're gonna hang out in here tonight, and I think it's just gonna be from in here from now on. Like, I'm kind of done going and hanging out in fucking chats. That's some beta shit. You'll have to go back and watch the OC stream, Lone Hiker. And then after that, go back and watch Hacker's stream from yesterday. When he just spent 5 hours, like, flipping out on me. Because he has no control of his life. Yeah, on second thought, don't. See, Lone Hiker is the only one of you in here who actually is not into any drama. I can't even claim to not be into any drama because I get feisty sometimes. I don't have any problem getting feisty. Well, Hacker and I have always had, up until yesterday, we had a completely fine relationship. He's had moments where he hasn't been happy with me not being on his website, but I don't have time to use his website. So he gets upset that I don't participate on his website that he created, and that combined with being in Grid's chats upset him to the point where he did something that I think he probably regrets yesterday. I think he probably regrets doing that yesterday. And I told him when he was doing it, I said, you're going to wake up tomorrow and regret doing this. No, I was never laughing at him in Grid's chat, Kaz. Here's what... There may have been occasions where particular memes that people made got a laughing reaction out of me. And on the flip side, plenty of memes that Laffy has made of Grid have gotten me to laugh. I laugh at all of this stupid stuff because the memes are the only positive thing to come out of it. It's beyond that, it's absolutely retarded. And I get tired of talking about it, and I get tired of all the troll accounts that get made up about it. And I literally do everything I can to remain completely unaffiliated with it. And yet you still have what happened yesterday with Hacker. So there's absolutely no way to completely stay out of it. And Grid's been pissed at me for different points too, for talking to Hacker, and he thinks that I simp for Hacker and suck up to him. So they both have said that I act like like I'm trying to be friendly with everybody. And it's like, I don't need any of you motherfuckers. You know that, right? This is my fun time. If I feel like I want to, verbally joust with somebody online, then yeah, that's what I'm going to do tonight if somebody gives me the opportunity. And I guess people are giving me the opportunity lately, huh? But I don't need this. I don't fucking need this. Like, I'm not going to be played with. I'm not going to have shit assumed about me when you don't know the first fucking thing about me. It's so fucking lame. It's like, why do we all act like this about each other? Why is nobody just like positive by default with other people? It's fucking depressing. Yeah, there's plenty of... Hacker used to stream all the time, and he would play music, and sometimes he would get drunk and would have a completely fun night and listen to music and reminisce, and he would not have people to be pissed at. And other times, like yesterday, it just goes completely sideways. And it is aimed at different people at different times. Hopefully y'all are learning a little something more about me over the past few days. The way people like Deal likes talking about me is fucking adorable. It's adorable. Like, I obliterate that dumbass in every fucking category of life, from the foundation to the top. It's so fucking funny watching insecure, self-unassured people try to bring other people down. It's so fucking cute. Come at me. I know, Cass. That's why tonight was a little frustrating for me. That did not feel like that was your approach tonight. That's fine if you had different intentions. I'm telling you how I read it and how it landed. That felt completely out of character for you. So maybe it's a combination of you and, I don't know what I would have expected from OC. But OC obviously spent the whole time going, I agree with Hacker. I think Horse owes him an apology for telling him to calm down after he screamed at him. I don't owe him an apology, by the way. None of you were there and none of you saw specifically what happened. But for the 30th time, I showed up in his stream. I said, hi, Hacker. And Hacker turned on his rage and started screaming at me, telling me that I needed to be a mod and delete a troll that was in there. And I immediately knew that he was pissed off and I wasn't going to be yelled at. So I said, calm down, Hacker. And in OC's mind, I should have apologized for saying calm down. The 5 hours of venom that followed was my fault. I should have apologized. So yeah, Cass, hearing you and OC and I guess Hacker too just completely flip their opinion of me and act like I and not assume the best about me, then yeah, that is I guess that does maybe make me a little bit defensive. Yeah. That's fine. I'm not going to relitigate it. That's fine. Again, I don't think I explained it poorly. I'm going to be honest with you. The one mistake I made was assuming that OC knew exactly what was going on with Grid and Hacker. And I said that Hacker was mad at me for showing up in Grid's chat once a week. So what should have happened was OC going, hey, what do you mean by that? Instead of the absolute runaround and chaos that ensued, where I had to tell him like a dozen different times every single detail he kept asking for, because he would just either willfully or unwillfully just would miss the chat and the communication. I did not explain it like in an unclear way. I absolutely did not. Just like I did not explain in an unclear way when I went on vacation and took time to go to my grandmother's funeral. OC has a very, I don't even know what you call it. Maybe that is directly his autism. Nothing is ever settled in terms of the relevant details about a particular situation, about a person, place, or thing. If he decides that he has not been satisfied in terms of those details, then not only do you owe him more details, you haven't explained the details you already said enough. And it makes it impossible to communicate anything with him, because you spend the entire time trying to answer for not only for the details that he wants, but for your own motivations and how you explained it the first time. Am I making sense? So yeah, to act it, and I understand why you do it, Cass, because he's the streamer on camera. So you want to be deferential to him, but don't act like you haven't been in that exact spot with him. I've seen it many, many times, where you're like, I explained this the absolute best way. Like, he literally has gaslit you to the point where you said in the chat that you don't think you're a good communicator. That's a bunch of nonsense. You communicate just fine to me. It's not that you're not telling the story right, or that I'm not telling the story right. It's that there's an inherent distrust that he has of you. And I don't know if it's like a power move or if it's a compulsion or what, but it's like you're never going to reach his standards in terms of how to relay information to him. Well, yeah, chat is limiting. That's a factor, but like, I'm not coming down off of this horse, like, no pun intended. I literally make good money in a communications job. It is my job to communicate information about many, many things to many different types of audiences. I'm very fucking good at it. So I'm very, very confident that I'm maxing out in terms of the effectiveness of chat when it comes to communicating. Yes, there probably are times when I've gotten something wrong, when I've gotten 3 to 5% of the communication wrong, not 50, 60, 70, 80%, which is what OC would have you believe. Okay, but I wasn't being defensive for getting something wrong. Let's be clear. I was being defensive because none of you were taking the information that had yet to be shared. None of you were taking that information and assuming the best about the situation for me. It had nothing to do with miscommunicating about something. I did fully admit if there was a miscommunication, it was under the pretense that OC knew more about what was going on with Grid and Hacker. But after that point, there was no miscommunication. I over communicated. There were details that had nothing to fucking do with it that he wanted. And that's the thing. That's the theme. It's all about filling in gaps that nobody needs to even be looking for. It has nothing to do with the relevant aspects of the story. But because those things are just as important to him, because the forest for the trees concept is kind of lost on him a little bit, it's never enough. And we end up having what happened earlier tonight. And yeah, it is a little bit offensive to me when he listens to all that from Hacker. And no, he didn't even really hear the worst parts of it about my daughter. He listens to all that from Hacker and he's like, yeah, I think Horse owes him an apology. I think he's being antagonistic and cute because that's what he does. That's his oppositional defiance coming out. I don't think he really believes that I owe him an apology. I think it's sensationalist for him to go, yeah, Hacker's right. Yeah, I agree with Hacker. That's exactly what's happening there. That's fine. That's fine, Cass. I'll have to go back and reread what I specifically had issues with. There's a lot of gaslighting or gaslighting adjacent behavior that has been going on tonight over the past 36 hours, let's say. I need to go to bed soon. Yeah, we're gonna be listening. We're gonna be lurking, I think, for a little while in some of these spaces. Okay, that's fine, Cass. But it's not about grouping you into anything. You're asking me to betray how your statements landed for me and come up with a different way to feel about him. And I'm sorry, I'm not. If I felt like you were in my corner, even peripherally in that chat, then I would be like, yeah, that's cool. Thank you for doing that. I did not feel that way. And then it got more escalated, and I was honestly really surprised when you escalated it the way you did. I was really surprised. So I had to react in kind of an unorthodox way. No, I don't like having to react that way. Let me say this. I regret using that word. I don't regret the reaction. If I'm able to make that distinction. No, I would say I did feel super attacked, but I do appreciate you saying that. I appreciate that. Well, we were not agreeing with each other. We were not coming to the same sorts of agreement, but I felt like it was ratcheted up a particular level with you saying, "Are you itching for a fight?" or whatever it was. It just like that kind of good that we're taking it meta at that point. It's less about the topic and more about like, hey, are like should we take this to some other level? And so it was like, okay, well, I'm not saying that. So if you're going to say that, then yeah, I'm going to come from maybe a level even above that to knock this back down. I just that's how I react with so I am the most laid back person. I think you guys can probably glean that about me. I'm pretty fucking laid back, but I can be pretty fucking incisive when I need to be. Like I'm not like I never got into a fist fight when I was in high school, but I definitely had some shoving match moments and like certain moments when people would try like kids would try to test me and it would not go well for them. Let's just put it that way. Like I have no problem if it comes to a level of like actually needing to stand up for myself on stuff like this. So I don't think that any of you guys think badly of me. I think OC has a very interesting way of associating with other people. Let's put it that way. I see. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, deep down, I genuinely hope Hacker is okay. I don't. I think he went off the deep end a little bit just because of his unemployment. But like, holy shit, some of that stuff was just like beyond the pale. It wasn't even like him breaking the game is just bizarre. Like that's what tells you it's a manic episode. Like who does that? I haven't done something like that. I don't know if I've ever done anything like that. If I did, it would have been when I was like 11 years old. If I was like super mad about something. So no, I absolutely had a look of pity on my face while it was just like, here, you're still doing this, man. Like, I have never been that angry at somebody or anything. I don't understand. But it's not. I just what OC's welcome to his opinion. It's completely off base. I am absolutely not going to be apologizing to him. Not at all. He wanted me to badly, and I kept explaining to him. I said, "Hacker, I'm not going to be yelled at," and he just was not getting it. Like, I'm not going to come in and be yelled at. I didn't. That's the most like chilled out thing I could have said. Calm down. Oh my God. I said, calm down. Let's talk about, child sex assault. Like, what is wrong with you? So, no, he can apologize to me if he wants to talk to me. Or we can just not talk to each other. I really don't give a fuck. I mean, it's a bit of me defending myself. It's just like, it's so funny to me. It's like, what? Nobody has any fucking concept of other people, do they? Nobody has any concept of other people. The universe just revolves around them individually. I get to act however the fuck I want. I get to do whatever I want. And the minute that you try to, create a protective bubble around you so that you don't have to be influenced by that behavior, you're public enemy number one. Like the absolute pinnacle of narcissism and entitlement. There's a lot of narcissism in these spaces, I'll admit that. OC is 100% a narcissist. If he didn't have his brother, there'd be nothing there. Like 100,000% a narcissist. And here, let me make sure I love the guy, right? That's what he does, right? Hope he doesn't feel that, bad about what I'm saying, but, I call a spade. He's a narcissist. Like, there's just so many of them in these online spaces. Big time. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Darno. Yeah. It's fine. This is a good boundary. I'll lurk in chats or whatever if people want to, keep my name in their mouth, which seems to be what they want to do nowadays. Then if anybody wants to say anything completely egregious, I guess I can jump in and be like, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit. But if not, then, if you want to come talk to me, you can come talk to me in here. This is a way better place to talk. I don't have to type on the stupid fucking keyboard. I don't think you know anything about being a public enemy. What, like you, man? What do you know about anything? Why are you even here, dude? You have always been nothing but a snake to me. It's so fucking sad. Like again, like everybody else, like everybody else, I start out nice with you. I listen to your problems. I'm like, man, this guy seems cool. He seems like he has a lot of good taste in different things. Like, he seems like he's fun to hang out with. And then it's like you can't fucking help yourself. And you have to go in Deal's chat and you guys have to sit there and talk about me. Like, you know the first fucking thing about what it takes to operate a life on this fucking level. It's fucking sad. So either be a good boy and hang out and talk nice to me, or go fuck off. Do you got it? Cool. Oh, it's good to see you too, Dorno. I'm gonna go to bed. For what it's worth, thanks for hanging out.